And it's another Monday today. And guess what? It's the second Monday where we've been talking and having conversations on Salma Moosa Talks. I hope you've subscribed to the channel. Earlier when I used to have these conversations and these videos uploaded on my YouTube, I used to insist that you subscribe to this channel. But now I've decided this year, one of my resolution is to make sure that we have really good conversations and people subscribe to the channel if they really feel there is value to have this conversation with me every Monday, starting off the Monday with early morning at around 8:30. That's the deal here. So welcome to Salma Musa Talks, and today is a very interesting topic, especially close to my heart. I've always loved talking about marketing. I've enjoyed marketing for brands, for deep tech brands, and even non deep tech brands. But marketing is my DNA, as I call it. But the key here, especially of late, what's happening is that there's a lot of big budgets, big agencies, big dashboards, and a lot of glamorous conversations and the jargons that has come into this marketing ecosystem kind of gave me this opportunity to talk about this, that why do all these amazing, great, big monies, big agencies, and big dashboards and CRMs and various what do you say experienced individuals still fail in marketing? So let's jump into the topic right away because it's very special and it's very important for you to know where I'm coming from, right? I've worked with businesses that have spent lakhs, crores, and thousands too. I've gone from, you name it, from a few thousands to crores as well. I've worked with these brands. But still, the one question that keeps coming to me is why isn't marketing working? Then there have been these agencies. Now, first, for starters, let me be very clear. This episode is not an anti marketing or anti marketing agency, it is anti blind marketing. This episode is about that. So let's be very clear. So we've had agencies, we've had great CRMs, we've had companies, brands, startups invest a lot of money on technology, but still there are results that are really missing out. So what do they don't have is the one thing that I'm going to talk about today is the clarity. That is what is missing. And I know clarity again is the most abused word in the ecosystem in businesses. We all believe we have clarity, but you actually do? Do you really do? That's the question. So once just, the first part which I want to cover is marketing failure is not a spend problem. Always and always, most often, 99.9% of times, I've had founders, business leaders come and say that I have to spend more to get more results. So when a marketing fails, it's never the spend problem. Most founders believe if they increase the budget, marketing will start working. This is the most common beliefs that actually is so wrong. Marketing doesn't fail because of low budgets. Let's wake up and understand this. Marketing fails because it's treated like a cost center, not like a growth system. No, absolutely, this is the key line here. We look at marketing as a cost center. We put in more money, we get in more results. It's not that. Marketing is the growth system. In the last year, I've worked with a brand with a minimal or no budgets whatsoever. And yes, for the sake of confidentiality, I don't want to disclose this brand's name. But having said that, I can tell you this, that marketing is not a cost related issue, it's a growth system. Money amplifies strategy, it doesn't replace it. Money cannot replace a strategy. If you worked out a strategy, you go out there and implement it in whatever form of money that you have, or sometimes even no money, zero monies. So please understand, when you put money into a strategy, it just amplifies it. Money doesn't replace strategy. That was the one first thing which I want you to take away with. Let it seep into your minds. I repeat again, money amplifies strategy. It doesn't replace it. Now let's come to the second most important takeaway for you. This agency myth, right? Founders outsource thinking along with execution. Most often founders outsource their to these agencies, these campaign agencies, to these various agencies in marketing that is there, thinking that execution is hard for them. And please understand, with due respect to these agencies, agencies execute what they are told. They don't own your business. That's the reality. Simple reality. Agencies execute only what they are told and what they've understood, what you've explaining. They don't own your business, and that's the reality. And if the founder is unclear, if the founder is somewhere lost between what he wants or he or she wants from the marketing, what is the outcome that is needed, what is the clarity of their brand, then the messaging goes wrong and hence the outcomes don't make it. The most key important things to remember is, who are you selling to? Why should your customers even care to adopt or absorb the marketing things that you're doing? What problem are they're solving, truly solving? Because see, understand, we market saying we do this, we do that, we are into this, we are the best, we've been awarded, we've been doing this. All these campaigns have these things. We are attending this event and we are showcasing there. In the end, what is the problem you're solving of your end clients? Agencies don't fail businesses, guys. The leadership does, or the team that's educating the agencies, they fail. That's the reality check here in the second point. And I want you to take this away. It's easy to hire agencies. There are many out there, and some are doing some brilliant job. But are you ready? Are you clear to explain to them, to evaluate them, to work with them in a manner that will bring results and the messaging that you give? Third takeaway for you: dashboards don't equal direction. I can't tell you how much this is important for all of you. I can give you so many examples of founders, of businesses, of people who invest so much on various dashboards and the tracking sheets and the impressions. Oh my God, the word impressions, I'm kind of allergic to it. I'm really allergic to it. Impressions and CACs and ROAS and CTRs and, oh my God, the jargons. It scares the shit out of me because it's not equal to a direction. But when I ask these founders this question, right, how is this impacting revenues and especially predictable revenue? Zilch, zero answers. Most often, this is what happens. So please understand, metrics does not mean it is bringing meaningful business. If marketing numbers are not tied to business outcomes, they are just decorations for your business. In the end, that's all it comes down to. Let this again make an impact on your mind. If your marketing numbers, all these beautiful impressions and all these tracking sheets and dashboards, if they are not bringing business outcomes, if they are not bringing organic inquiries, if they are not bringing brand recall from your market, it's just decorations. And as we move forward in this video, we're going to go into much more deeper and important takeaways for you. We've already spoken about 3 takeaways, right? Now, the real reason of marketing fails. When you miss out on all these things, right? the real reasons of marketing fails. And in the end of the year, when you look back, you spent tons and tons of money in salaries and spends and in campaigns and events and PR and all these things, right? It just multiplies. And then you look back and you say that in the end, the outcomes were nothing or very little, right? So now we're going to take this in a very clear, straightforward manner to you. This is something that you have to remember when you set out to marketing. There is no everyone is my customer. I know you've heard this multiple times. I think by now the ecosystem is matured enough to know that not everyone is your customer. But when it comes to marketing and implementing, that's when what you do. You start looking at it as if everyone is your customer. Weak and confused positioning. In the beautiful, glamorous world of AI and high tech designs and super innovative campaigns, you lose the basics of how are you positioning yourself. And marketing and sales are not aligned. Again, this is so critical. I can tell you so many times where brilliant marketing is done, amazing leads are received, and then it just fizzles away because the sales team is not aligned with the outcomes of the marketing. They're literally like those nuts and bolts which makes a vehicle run. It cannot be in silos. And then there is no feedback. When a marketing team does not bring intelligence back into the system from the markets, then you're failing as a marketing. One of the key things that a marketing requires to do is bring business intelligence on customers, on how the things, the product is or the services are perceived. Are they, is there a real problem? Are we positioning it well? Is the pricing perfect? Which markets is working, which is not working? These are all and many more informations that can be brought to the business by the marketing. Founders not reviewing why something worked or didn't, right? As simple as that. When founders or business leaders come to the marketing team for reviews, they don't sit and review on why which has worked and why it has not worked. What can be done right, what cannot be done right. We're just looking at actions, what happened with the actions and the dashboards and the numbers. Marketing fails when execution runs faster than thinking. Yeah, I have been the biggest advocate of execution. But in marketing, if it starts executing, the system starts executing faster than thinking, that's when your marketing starts failing. So, this part is this that you should not execute faster than your business thoughts and intelligence and thinking. Now, let's come to the what's working now. The last few minutes, I want to talk about some action points and what's working. Marketing works when messaging is brutally clear, like brutally clear. This is something I would like to shout out. I'm sure any of you who's followed me would say that I'm the loudest and the biggest advocate of my colleague, friend, and coach, Cherian Kuruvilla, right? The reason I look up to him so much is exactly for this. His messaging, anything that he says, when he mentors clients, when he coaches coaches like me, when he is putting a message on LinkedIn or when he's speaking at events, his messaging is brutally clear. There's no, sugarcoating. There's no beating around the bush. There's no this innovative approach of capturing the customers. What do you say, my eyeballs, right? All that doesn't work. Channels are chosen intentionally. That's the second thing. You choose your channels very clearly. Like I know 10 years back, I was very, very aggressive on Facebook, 10, 15 years back. A lot of my activities, a lot of my community building, a lot of things would happen on Facebook. But today I know Facebook is absolutely nothing. It's not even numbers. It's not anything. It's just noise. So choose your channels intentionally. Teams should know what success looks like. Again, very, very particular about this. When you recruit or bring in teams, they should be smitten, bitten into your vision. They should know what the success of the business, of the marketing actually looks like. I know it's a very gray area where when you're recruiting people, they come with this beautiful words of, this is what is this? This is the dream, business that I've been looking for, a dream profile. I'll do this, I'll do that. Don't get bitten into that. Do they actually know what is the success the business is looking for? The marketing department is looking for. Growth comes with marketing is treated as a business discipline, not a creative experiment only. Please make a note of this. When marketing is treated with business discipline and not just a creative experiment, that's when your results start showing up, the real results for which you're investing the time, effort, money, resources. 3 decades, multiple sectors, same pattern everywhere. The moment you start investing on marketing, you expect some creative thing, to blasting to happen, some super exciting things to come out of it with zero business intelligence involved. Last and final, here is what it is. Ask this following few things for you before you spend another rupee. What exactly behaviors do I want from my customer? What kind of behavior do I want to get out of my customer? How does this support my revenue or pipeline? How does it support my revenue and pipeline? And what will I stop doing if this doesn't work? I repeat again, what exact behavior am I looking at from my customers? Will it support my revenue and pipeline? And if it doesn't work, what is it that I'm going to stop working? And if you cannot answer these questions, pause the campaigns and relook at it. Relook at it. Every founder must spend 30 minutes a week on marketing, not reviewing creatives, but reviewing thinking. Underline that, mark that on your calendar. 30 minutes, business leaders and founders with your marketing, not on creatives, outcomes, those impressions and the campaigns, but thinking. Are the thinking aligned? What assumptions do we make? What did we learn? What did we change last week? Or what are we planning to change this week? And then, last and final, stop celebrating things that are like impressions without intent, likes without leads, dashboards without decisions. Start tracking lead quality, sales conversion, repeatability, and customer questions. Can I repeat that again once more? I know I'm kind of repetitive in this episode, but this is such important points that I'm leaving you with. Stop celebrating impressions without intent, likes without leads, dashboards without decisions. Sorry about that. Start tracking lead quality, sales conversations, repeatability, and customer questions. With that, I will come to an end. Have a lovely week ahead and catch you all soon.